Well, studio, we're pleased to welcome now Caleb Sailors, Multimedia Journalist, SuperTalk Mississippi News.
What's going on, Gerard?
All right, Big Caleb, tell us about it. I guess the first thing we're going to talk about is, this rather stunning news from the capital city of Jackson concerning Councilwoman Angelique Lee, who very abruptly resigned from her post earlier in the week. And then, Rhino was tracking it all over it on the air. I see her going into the courthouse right now. And then she laid it all out. What had been going on. And so now we've seen that she was involved in a bribery scheme.
Yeah, the canary singing now. We're getting to see a little more what's happening. We're calling it in the newsroom corruption in the capital city. And, this was the first domino to fall. So, like you mentioned, Ward 2 Councilman Angelique Lee resigned from her post abruptly Wednesday morning with really no explanation. The council president, Virgie Lindsay, said, she wasn't at liberty to further expound on what happened, but she said that she accepted the resignation with a heavy heart. Kind of alluding to things were about to get real.
Yeah.
And later in the day, we found out that the councilwoman pleaded guilty to federal conspiracy to commit bribery charges. And, it goes much further than that. She accepted roughly $20,000 in cash-based incentives for her vote to be steered towards a real estate development that was being put on by someone posing as a Nashville-based real estate developer. She took more than just the cash prizes, luxury items, handbags, shoes, all sorts of things, right, to live a lavish lifestyle, to vote in favor of this development, to come to the capital city. People were saying it was going to be like a nice big hotel development near the convention center, like a convention center hotel. But, she's not going to be the only one to go down. And we had Councilman Kenneth Stokes came on our airwaves this morning, and he alluded that he thinks that there's going to be some bigger fish in the pond that are going to come down next, and Rhino's got a clip for us.
Rumor has it there's going to be the DA, Joe. Rumor has it going to be the mayor, and rumor has it might be Councilman Banks.
Yeah. So the councilman, he didn't mince any words. And Kenneth Stokes, he's known to be very vocal. He's known to be kind of an adversary to Mayor Lumumba, but he's saying this. I think he was genuine in his words this morning where he said, I think the mayor's next. I think the city councilman Aaron Banks is next, and I think the district attorney Jody Owens is next. And here's why I think there may be some validity to what the councilman's saying here is because just a couple of months ago in May, you had these massive FBI raids. They raided the district attorney's businesses. Some reports say they even raided his home. They raided city council, took some of the city councilmen. I know Councilwoman Lee, her phone was taken by the FBI, and another councilman's phone was taken. And they were looking into all these people, looking into this corruption. And, the Councilman Stokes further said he thinks the mayor's office has a role in this, and he's basically saying that the Mayor Lumumba, Chokwe Antar Lumumba, is pretty much the ringleader behind this corruption that's taking place in the capital city, specifically with the real estate dealings that, while Lumumba doesn't have a vote on the city council, he could steer council people to vote one way or another for proposed, and he also sets the agenda for the council, and, none of this leads a paper trail to him either, so his hands look like they're clean, and the councilman further alluded on that this morning. Rhino's got a clip.
The state law need to be changed in a lot of manners. It's a new form of government, the mayor council form of government. What is so disheartening about this whole thing is that your mayor don't vote. That's the con in this whole thing. The mayor put this illegal activities in progress and process, but yet he don't vote, and the people say, the council voted.
And so, Councilman Stokes says that the state law needs to be changed so that the mayor will vote on these initiatives, these agendas, et cetera, so that there's a yes or no vote linked to him, and he can't just say, I wipe my hands clean, because the mayor's office did release a statement on Wednesday about the councilwoman, facing her bribery charges, and talked about how members of the city council or a member of the city council are involved in this, but never acknowledged any of his alleged role or perceived role in this. And he can do that. He has liberty to do that because there is no perceived vote on his end, because he can't say, no one can say, well, the mayor said he was going to vote for this project because he doesn't vote on the council, so it doesn't lead to him. And look, there are more dominoes that are going to fall. The Councilwoman Lee's attorney said, just look at what happened in court on Wednesday. You see, there's more coming. And Councilman Stokes thinks that anytime between now, today, in the next 90 days, we'll see more names get dropped with charges and involved in this federal scheme. It's far from over, Gerard.
So we got an article, right, just published on our website as well. So what about the company, Caleb, that I guess actually was behind these inducements to potentially, allegedly, the mayor and the DA, I guess we could say, but of course Angelique Lee has admitted that she received such inducements. Did they engage in any sort of law breaking, or are they facing any charges?
So this was orchestrated by the FBI. The FBI had people, informants or people employed by them, posing as businessmen.
Okay.
And I believe one of the local bloggers, Jackson Jambalaya, has an article about this where he talked to Councilman Ashby Foote, where the councilman was kind of prodded by these individuals, and he wasn't really interested in their dealings. But yes, so it was the FBI was behind all of this, and then they initiated the raids back in May.
Kind of a sting sort of deal. So,
but it's about to get real, and the Councilman Stokes said just keep an eye on what's going on in Jackson. The hammer's about to drop down on more than just Councilwoman Lee.
Well, he's no favor of the mayor. Fan of the mayor, I should say. So,
and look, I will say, too, Councilman Stokes invited the FBI to come to Jackson back in 2022 after the mayor accused him and Ashby Foote of corruption. He basically said, the mayor said that the two councilmen were involved in accepting bribes to steer a sanitation contract. And so he said, okay, cool. FBI, come to Jackson. Y'all look into it. Y'all look into all this. And here we are just a couple years later.
Good grief. Okay. Well, we'll see where all that goes. What else you got for us?
Governor Reeves announced this morning, Governor Tate Reeves said that Mississippi has broken multiple employment records in the month of July. We had a good month in July. We reached 2.7% unemployment, which is the lowest ever in state history. And on top of that, we've got nearly 1.2 million non-farm employment, so non-agriculture based. So, our agriculture industry is the biggest in the state. And so we're even creating jobs, maintaining jobs outside of the agriculture industry, and that's another record high in Mississippi. And the governor attributed these successes to, bringing the Amazon Web Services deal to Madison County, the PACCAR, the EV battery plant in Marshall County, and continuing to cut taxes and all that. And so it's kind of a testament to what Mississippi has been able to do. And I know you've been involved in a lot of these dealings. I know you were involved with AWS coming to Madison County, and just seeing that not only are jobs coming to Mississippi, but high-paying jobs,
right,
where people can sustain on the income and not have to, seek employment elsewhere for supplemental income. And so the governor was touting that as a big success for Mississippi.
Okay. Well, football season's around the corner.
One thing I wanted to discuss real quick before football season, chronic absenteeism, big problem in Mississippi. In 2018, 2019, it seemed like that problem was on a downward trend, right? The state hit a record low of 13% chronically absent from school, which means you miss 10% of the academic calendar. Well, COVID happened, and it set the state back a lot. And this past year, the 2023-2024 school year, we had a rate of 24.4%, which is one of the highest we've seen in Mississippi. And lawmakers are going to look to tackle this in the legislative session. I know Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann has come on our airwaves and discussed this. He wants to increase pay for school resource officers or the attendance officers. He's wanting to move to a modified calendar so you don't have these big summer months where you're on for 3-4 weeks and you're off for a week or two. And he's looking to implement different ways to keep students in the classroom and motivate parents to have them in the classroom. And we'll see what the legislature does. I know State Auditor Shad White has released a report on chronic absenteeism and how much it costs the taxpayers and the end results of it. And so I really think lawmakers are going to be jockeying over this issue come January.
I don't think there's any laws that can change this. I don't think government really has any power here.
And I just know that's what they're saying they're going to tackle.
I get it. I know. Yeah.
I'm with you though, Gerard. I understand. And look, but you mentioned football's coming up, and man, what a better pastime in the Magnolia State than college football. We got the first AP preseason top 25, and Ole Miss, the Rebels, are ranked number 6 in the nation. High expectations for Lane Kiffin and company going into this campaign. And
big time.
While Southern Miss and Mississippi State weren't listed in the top 25, both programs are looking for fresh beginnings. Mississippi State with first-year head coach Jeff Lebby, and we'll see if Will Hall can turn it around in Hattiesburg.
Man, going to be an exciting season here in the Magnolia State.
Absolutely.
Caleb, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Gerard.
We're coming right back, folks.